What is up, everybody? It's Kevin Vidini here for Superpower Review, and welcome to another week of What's That Comic Book. Guys, I'm super excited for today's live stream. Look, my friend Justin beat me to it. Look, another stacked lineup for tonight. Guys, you guys have no idea what you're in for. We have a packed panel. I'm super excited to introduce these people to the channel because we have a couple of first appearances here. So that's very exciting. And we just don't know what they're going to pull out of their collection. If you guys are new here to What's That Comic Book, I invite you to please subscribe to the channel for future videos like this one. And if you guys would like to be a potential guest on What's That Comic Book, you can simply message me on Instagram at KarateKevin67. I'm always looking for new people to hang out with, nerd out with, and all that jazz. So if you guys are new here to the channel, if you don't know What's That Comic Book, I just pretty much hang out with people from the community, the comic community, and we spend a full hour pulling comic books out of our collection and trying to give as much information about that book that gets pulled, whether who wrote it, who did the artwork, what year it came out, anything. Maybe that book has a significant value to that person, or there's a special memory with that book. Anything, literally anything. So if you're new here, that's the gist of the show. Really fun. A lot of people from the community love the show, and the amount of support that I've been getting for the show has been absolutely amazing. So we got my buddy Joe in the house. Let's go. We got Justin here. And we also have my buddy Paul, Sector 2815, the #1 fan of Superpower Review, right? VP, what is up, dude? How you doing? That's all right, man. That's why it's here. It will be here for you to watch the rewind. So let's start introducing some people. Like I said, we have a couple of first appearances, but let's introduce my buddy Chris from Vancouver, Comic Book Junkie. What is up, dude? How you doing?
Excellent. I'm really happy to be here, pal. I love hanging out at your show, and I love talking comic books. So
hell yeah, man. It's always awesome to have you on the channel. It's always awesome. So I appreciate you coming by, man.
Thanks, man. We got a good lineup, by the way.
Oh, dude, the lineup is packed tonight. Packed. Yeah. I can't wait to get going and see what these guys pull out of their collection. And then the last time you were on What's That Comic Book, we also had Otto from the Grotto from 3MENINABASEMENT. What is up?
What's up, man?
There he is.
He was in mid-sip.
Yeah, so I guess second appearances are now the new first appearances. Is that what's happening?
Yeah, right? That's what's totally happening.
That's it, man. So have an enjoy. Forget this coffee. I'm done with the coffee. Time to break out the karate chop right here, you guys.
Oh, some karate? Did somebody say karate? I trained today. I had to teach and train today.
I have one move, and that's a karate chop, Kevin. And that's about it.
Yeah,
this guy does it pretty well right here. This guy right there.
Wow, look at that.
Wow.
Shout out.
It's creepy and awesome all at the same time. I love it.
Love it. Glad to be here, man. Thank you very much for hosting. Thank you very much for doing this. And just happy to be here with all these great people. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Who made that? Man. Otto, who made that?
My God. Shadow Rabbit Clay Guy on Instagram.
Incredible.
Fellow East Coaster, man. He hooked me up at Terrificon. He does a great job. Shadow Rabbit Clay Guy on Instagram. Check him out. Oh, Murph's in the house. Oh, Murph. Well,
you're not cool until you have an action figure.
That's right. Like I've been immortalized, and he did a pretty good job, man.
That's great. That's hilarious. So like I said, so the last time you guys were on the channel, you guys were together. So I think it's kind of cool that I got you guys back on at the same time.
Yeah, we get along.
Yeah, man, it's fun, right? Chris is on my channel more than he's on his channel, and I have Chris to come on my channel more than anybody because I always need somebody.
Yeah, we always have fun.
That's great.
I always find it to be a lot more fun when you're on other people's channels. Like you can just chill out a little bit. You can. Sometimes when I'm on other people's channels, I feel like I'm a little more myself. Actually.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's not a joke. Between the thumbnail, setting it up, getting everybody ready. Join a YouTube channel. It's easy. Start a YouTube channel. It's fun.
Fire.
Yeah, right.
Complete lies. All right, let's get
Exactly.
to more of the first appearances here. We got Michelle from Moonlit Comics on the show. What is up, Michelle?
Hey, what's up? What's going on? Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday.
Yes, I'm
Just
excited
chilling.
to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm happy to share the screen with some, good friends and some new friends and make my first appearance on this amazing show. I'm very excited for tonight.
Thank you. Well, thank you for that kind compliment. It's so awesome to have you on here. I believe that you're the second woman to be on What's That Comic Book. I would like to have more, but there's I don't know, they get shy. They don't want to really come on, but it's really nice to have you on. Really,
Michelle's not shy.
So much. Thank you.
I would like to actually one time just have like a girls' night on What's That Comic Book, and I'm just like in the background, kind of like, just highlighting the comments and bringing the people on. So if you ever want to be a part of that and have more people to suggest, I'll be down to do that with you.
Oh yeah, I have some people in mind, so we can chat about that for sure. That would be amazing.
Cool.
I'm in. Count me in.
Cool. Awesome. And then for another first appearance here on Superpower Review, What's That Comic Book, we have 360 Comics in the house. Joe, what's up, man?
Yo, what's up, everybody? How you doing?
Good. Can't complain, man. Really appreciate you coming by. Like I said, we have so many people here on the show, and everyone kind of invites each other on the show. So it's really nice to have this community so connected. But man, I really appreciate you jumping in.
Thanks for having me.
No problem, man. And for our last first appearance here, we have Will from the Book Abyss. Let's get him on before his internet fails.
Yeah, no, blow up. Thank you guys for having me on.
Yeah, man, no problem. So to anybody who's watching, right? Just in case, to anybody who's watching, if you guys go down in this video's description down below, I have a bunch of links of everybody here. So make sure you guys show that love, show that support, and click on those links. Subscribe to the channels, follow on Instagram. These are good people, and you do not want to miss their great content on their channels or their awesome content on Instagram. So let's get going, shall we? Let's see. Chris, you want to start us off, man?
Sure. Yeah. So there was no theme tonight, was there?
No. There's never a theme. The theme is random. That's the theme. Random.
Okay, so I'm gonna pull this one. I've been getting these recently, and I'm gonna pull Transformers 113. This is the first appearance of a character named Death's Head. I have 3 of them actually.
Wow.
So it's not the easiest book to get, but whenever I saw this over the last few years, I bought it. And the reason is it's hard to get, and I love Death's Head. Does anyone know who that is? He's like a assassin robot in the future. He's just the greatest. And once you get into him, he's the coolest. But I believe this is a very cheap book. I've been buying mid to higher grade raw copies in the $70 to $100 range.
Wow.
And they're very cheap. But again, printed on paper stock.
Magazine size, Chris?
Magazine size, yes.
Yeah.
But they're kind of like the Captain Britain.
Yes.
So that's actually paper, right? So they can be pressed out and stuff. But again, like, it's amazing any even exist because of like how shitty they were printed. So
How
anyway,
few they were, right? My God.
I don't think very many were made. Yeah. By this point, the Transformers run, from what I was told, had a very low print run as well in Britain. So
Was it like on that?
first, that's it. That's the first appearance of Death's Head.
Are you
That's
finding
cool.
those on eBay, Chris, or are you finding those in the wild?
I found 1 in the wild and 2 on eBay.
I haven't seen any of that in the wild on the East Coast, man, or at least where I've been all year.
Yeah. It's frankly the first one I bought. It was like 3 or 4 years ago. So
Wow.
I don't see them either at all. It was a random find. I didn't even know what it was actually. And then, but eBay again, like you can find them fairly cheap raw, but they seem to be going for a lot graded. So I should get these graded. Is what
I
I'm
love
getting.
that cover with the yellow background. It's super.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, throw that up again. Cool.
That's awesome.
Love yellow backgrounds.
So
Yeah.
if you
Yes.
see this book out there, grab it as soon as you can, because I have this sneaking suspicion that this is a super undervalued book, and you won't be able to buy this in 5-10 years. So
Wow.
there
That's
you go.
it. Everybody's
That's my
on.
book.
Everybody's on eBay right now buying the book.
How did you know? How did you know?
We were actually just talking about that off the stream here, and we were saying like how people on YouTube will say like, "Hey, this is an undervalued book," and everyone just kind of flocks to it like immediately. But no, that's really cool. I've never actually seen that book before, and that's actually one of the things about the show that I get all the time, where people are like, I've never seen that book before, I've never heard that book before, and they get so interested. It happened a lot last week, where someone just pulled out so many books. There was an X-Men book that someone pulled out. It was like, it was pretty big, and a couple of the guys, especially Morbius Comics had it too, but it was such an interesting book, and it looked like it was very modern, but it was like from the late 80s.
Oh, the God Kills.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
great run.
Yeah. That's an awesome Claremont.
Yeah.
God Loves Man Kills. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
That was the one, and I was like, I still haven't gotten one, but ever since that show last week, I was like, I got to get one of those.
Oh,
that looks so cool.
There's a dealer in Winnipeg, Canada, named Doug Salipa, and he's been around since the early 70s, and one of the greatest dealers in the world, in my opinion. He almost focuses on this kind of book, more esoteric stuff. And he has a website that's like literally crazy if you look at it, but you could spend days just finding weird esoteric stuff in there. And his pricing's high, but you'll never see it anywhere else. So it's pretty neat. So I recommend going there. Doug Salipa, Comic World,
Nice.
Winnipeg.
Nice.
Cool.
I don't know what esoteric means, but that's okay. I'll just play along. All right.
Just shake your head.
Good.
Bizarre and rare. Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, thanks.
I personally think there's a lag with the magazine size comics.
Yeah.
As far as prices go, because it's same thing with foreign comics. We're seeing foreign comics now climb up in price, trailing their English American printing counterparts. And I think we're gonna really see that same kind of rise with magazine size stuff.
Well, and you're seeing it with Vampirella #1 is going through the roof right now, like that.
Yep.
But I think Warren books with great covers by Frazetta, things like that, are very undervalued right now.
Oh yeah, like the eerie and the creepy magazines.
Yes.
So I'm all on board with magazines. I love magazines, and I'm starting to grow a pretty big collection. And so I would love to see some of these key magazine issues start to, to be valued what I think they should be worth, especially like Marvel Super Special 16. Like stuff like that. It's like, dude, how are these still so cheap?
I think
I buy them all the time.
I think Famous Monsters magazine is so undervalued still.
I have a full run of that.
Yeah, wow.
From 1 to 192.
Awesome magazines out there, man.
You know what's an awesome magazine? It's like Epic.
Epic's
yeah,
good.
For sure.
Oh yeah, I have some of those. Yeah.
Yeah, like the first one's got that Frazetta cover.
Yeah.
Heavy metal, all that stuff.
Yeah, heavy metal. Yeah, 2080.
Conan ones, and I mean, there's a lot.
And it's all cheap. Seriously cheap. I bought a
Yeah.
Conan, Savage Sword of Conan #1 recently in like a 9.2-ish raw.
Wow.
I think I paid $80 for it.
Really?
Yeah, it was
I had
ridiculously cheap.
I had someone come by. I did a convention, my first convention, like a month and a half, 2 months ago. And I had a guy come by and buy every single Savage Sword of Conan magazine that I had. And I didn't have that many, but he came by and he was like, I'm looking for these. And I pulled some out, and I think I had like 7 or 8. And he said, I'll take them all.
Yeah, they're epic,
All
man.
right.
Yeah, that stuff's going now.
Yeah.
Get on it.
Get on, jump on it. So like I feel like not so many people actually though, when they buy magazines, they just have them raw. Not a lot of people use the CGC magazine service as much as the comic books. Me personally, that's how I feel.
Chris is about to show us 10 magazines.
I want to show you something. Can you put me up?
Yeah.
So this is another thing that's I'm getting graded right now, are all my Fangorias. These are to me they're the greatest magazine ever done. It's not a comic book per se, but the same collector base collects them. And getting like 9.4 and higher on these is near impossible. This is one of the rarest Fangorias you can get in high grade right here. It took me 10 years to find this. So
What year did that come out, Chris?
Yeah.
Is that
it should be like 81.
81s? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but it's a black cover. It's just impossible.
I was just gonna say that it's a black cover too. So
yeah.
That is like something that both Will and I would love, like the horror. What is that kind of like a fan? Like
it's like
Oh,
Star Wars.
Fangoria,
categories like they do articles on filmmakers and
Oh
movies.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
love it.
comics in it, but it's mainly. But when I was a kid, I literally was waiting at the newsstand every month for that to show up, and maybe they'd sell it to me because it was so gory on the cover.
Yeah.
Right.
Because sometimes they wouldn't. And
It
I'd
was
have
up
to-
on the top. It was up on the top with the other
Yeah.
magazines, the adult
Yeah.
magazines.
Chris.
Yeah, it was actually. Yeah,
You know,
You
the
got-
other guy at the newsstand to buy it for him, you know?
I
Yeah,
did that
for
a
sure.
few times.
You
Yeah.
guys, hey, do you guys remember like the Twilight Zone magazine?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, awesome. Like you guys remember the Stephen King, the Raft one?
Yep.
Yeah,
yeah.
like
He's
Oh,
popping
shit,
one
look
up.
at this.
Ooh.
Oh man, that's
Oh, shit.
awesome.
Oh, I got to go the other way. But yeah, it sort of got like a little bit of rip, like somebody like whatever had their
Yeah.
address.
Stuck to it, yeah.
Yeah,
But
it's
yeah,
so cool,
this,
though.
yeah, this is actually cool. It was actually printed. It's like the Raft from like what was it?
Creepshow
Show
2.
2. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it was this was actually printed, I think, before it was put in Skeleton Crew, the book.
Very cool.
And there was some like weird thing. It was supposed to be like Stephen King said that he sent the script to it was like a porn mag or something like that, and they printed it. But he said if anybody could ever find that book, he would buy it and give him like a hefty thing on it. But yeah, like they ain't never found it. But that actually was like printed before it was printed in Skeleton Crew. Yeah,
I gotta be honest, Will. Seeing that you pulled that book, I can tell right now you and I are gonna be best friends.
Oh yeah, I got another book. I got another book I already see in the back. You got like
But Chris, you're best friends with everybody, though.
I like
Chris is
horror,
like
man.
the most lovable guy.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, my wife doesn't think so, but sure.
Nor do the kids, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, we're off to a good start. We had Chris show off 2 books, and then we got Will sneaking one in there. Let's get Otto up here. Let's see what Otto's got.
All right.
Impress us.
Well, I don't know about impressed, but what I did was, I'm a little bit upset, you guys. I'm very upset. I knew he was very ill, but I was very upset about the affirming news of George Perez, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Dave Cockrum is my favorite artist of all time. John Byrne, just because what he did. And if there was a 1A, if Dave Cockrum was the number 1, my 1A would be a tie between John Byrne and George Perez. And, hearing that news is just very upsetting to me. So I went back to my collection and, going back, Otto's a little bit older than you guys. So what happened was when I was a kid, one of my favorite books of all time was Teen Titans #2. All right.
Yeah.
Love it. And that book I bought when I was probably 11 years old for a whopping $24. Okay. Now, $24 when you're 12 years old is a lot of money, and you're going to a con with 30 at most, right?
Oh yeah.
So since then, I've held on to this book for forever.
Wow.
And
Wow.
I was able to have Marv and both George Perez sign it. Okay.
Wow.
So this was my original book that I had as a kid, and I absolutely loved it. And there's everything I love about this book: the Ravager, first appearance of Deathstroke, the Terminator. So just one of my favorite books of all time. But you guys know me, I'm so ADHD when it comes to certain things that I had to find a graded copy. All right.
Of course.
So it's taken me, now this has been fun though, because this is my hunt. You know what I mean? This took me probably 3.5 years of buying raw Teen Titans 2s and getting them and finding out what it is. So I eventually found, after about 7 or 8 copies, I found a 9.8, and which I thought was the best. And
Wow.
Yes.
And I have this,
Whoa.
and they were signed at different times. So proudly, in respect to George Perez, I have both of these books in Otto's collection, and they just mean the world to me. This was signed on 3/23 on 2019. And I think this was done in Baltimore, to be honest with you, through a facilitator. So this went through a lot of hands as far as pressing, signatures for 2 guys, facilitating and came back. And if you go back in 3-Minute Basement lore, you can see this was like one of the biggest karate chops of all time. So you know what I mean? So this is my memories. You know, this is, you know, my happiness right here. So, you know, just wanted to show that stuff to you. And, you know, George is one of my favorite artists of all time, and I'm very upset. And I have some other things signed by him, and I met him when I got back in the game, and he was just a kind guy. Did some signatures for me, told me some great stories, and very sad, you know, so screw cancer. I don't want to, you know, drop anything else here. It's a family show. So, but that's it, man. Those are my books I wanted to share with you guys.
Awesome. Joe, I can totally relate with you. I mean, with the whole ADHD thing, right? You get one signed, and then it's like, you know what? I want that one. I mean, so this is how I do it, right? This is my way of thinking.
Spider-Man 300, anyone?
Stop it. No, but like, I'll get one signed and be like, you know what? I just want that one pristine, clean copy, no signatures, just 9.8. Boom, done. Yep. Nobody touches it. I'm like that all the time too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
I'll have that one reader copy.
Yep.
The one nice raw copy that's in good condition, and I'll have the slab.
Yeah, no, and I don't have it, but I do have it in a blue label too, and a 9.8. I just didn't break that one out.
Oh my god!
So,
you should have done it.
I went sleeping. It's one of those things I went nuts on, and now it's complete though. I don't have to buy it again. I can read it. I can ogle over it. It's part of my memory. It's part of my past. So yeah,
I love it.
I just bought that book this week, actually.
Did you really?
It was Sunday, so it was before the news came out.
Yeah.
I was just cruising on Facebook, which I recommend everyone does, because there are sometimes that things go up for pretty cheap. Guy was asking, it was a 5.0, so it's very mid grade, which you know you really don't want for an 80s book. Right. But the guy was asking $80, and I offered him 60.
All day.
I offered him 60, and he took it. And $60 shipped.
$50, my God.
I'll take it.
I would do that just to add it to my collection, you guys. That's how, you know, like, just to hoard it. You know, Chris knows about hoarding, right, Chris?
No, not at all.
me neither.
Yeah, terrible.
Awesome. No, that's really cool. That's really cool. And just going back to the whole Facebook thing, right? I recently got really lucky on Facebook as well. I don't know if you guys saw my recent upload, but I just snagged a bunch of Swamp Thing slabs for a really, really good deal. And right now, I mean, it's a good opportunity right now to be buying books because, you know, it's December, Christmas is right around the corner. People are liquidating their collection to make fast cash for those gifts. So, you know, well, there he is, the horse.
Oh shit!
Echo.
Buy this book, Echo. Daredevil 11, first Echo.
You can't. You bought them all.
Yeah, true.
Right, there's none left for us now, Chris.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, flexing.
That's a good point, Kevin, about people trying to get rid of books right now around Christmas time. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah,
it's a good time to buy.
I mentioned that in a couple times recently, that after New York Comic-Con and Baltimore Comic-Con, things really go downhill as far as buying. Just because everyone spent their money at those, especially on the East Coast. You know, I know some of you guys are on the West Coast. That's one thing, but here on the East Coast, people spend at those two events, which were both in October this year.
Yep.
And then they got the holidays coming up. They've got those expenses, and the buying has significantly gone down at local events. I noticed that.
It has for me personally. You know what I mean? So.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So.
But if you can jump on that opportunity, it's go for it. I also too, there's a book that I've been looking to get. To upgrade. I sold my older copy already, so I have the money just sitting in my PayPal account. And I'm seeing this book that I'm trying to go after, which is a signed Spawn 1 at a 9.8, and they're selling super cheap. Like one was like the one sold the other day. It was like $200 under 90-day GPA, and it's like, damn, I should have went more on the bid. I was like, damn it, but no. And so like you can really get lucky right now.
Well, at that price, you should go for a signed newsstand, number one.
A newsstand is going for over $1,000.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Great. I just found a Spawn 9 newsstand in a collection I bought. I bought this collection almost blind. He sent me a picture of like a couple books, and the Spawn 9 was in there, but I couldn't see that it was a newsstand in the picture. So I get this thing home, and it's a 9.6 plus. I'm gonna press it and try to get that 9.8. But even the 9.6 for Spawn 9, it's like $300-400.
Wow.
I know you had a couple people like asking to buy it in your claim sale, and you were like, I don't know, guys. I think I'm gonna send it off. Like,
I know
if it's a 9.8, like I'll regret selling it too early.
Right. Between that and the 181 that I got, the Hulk 181, which those who don't know, I randomly found one in a guy's attic recently.
Get out of here.
That's what you like dream of those scenarios, right?
I bought this collection. I gave the guy 50% more than he was asking, and I didn't look through the whole thing. I get home and there's a Hulk 181 in there. So I got to stop at some point back at his house and hand him a check.
That's really sweet of you.
Give him a little bit more money. Be like, hey, there was some cool stuff in there, man.
Wow.
Yeah. Make him some like homemade Christmas cookies and drop
That's really nice though.
Joe, what condition would you say it was in? Was it like
so I know there's a pretty large range, but I think it's somewhere between a 5.0 and a 6.5.
Oh, that's solid.
Oh yeah, that's like a used Miata.
Yeah, I mean that book in any grade, man.
It is. It's unbelievable.
Could not believe. And a buddy of mine who's actually, I just saw him in the chat, Bronzeville Comics. His name is Jim. He had just found one just a few weeks before.
Wow.
There he is, Bronzeville down there. What's up, Jim? He had just found one in a collection. His collection that he found was much bigger than the one that I found. But it was, and I've been like envious of that for like a few weeks. And then I go and I, grab this collection, bring it home, and I was in disbelief when I found it.
Was it in any other Hulks? Like, was there any prelude, or you're like going through it? It's just like randomly there.
This is the crazy part. So, first of all, this collection had been in this guy's attic since 1987. There were not a single book after 1987. Apparently, around that time, he got married, bought a house, had kids. So, nothing past that. There was not a single bag and board on this entire collection, but it was firmly lodged in this chest that allowed the books to stand up straight and not bend or anything like that. There was the highest number in Hulk there was prior was 143, I believe, and the highest number above 181 was like 208.
Oh
but
my
there was
God.
a 181 in there.
Wow. So really, really scattered then.
Yeah, and there were full runs of a lot, not full runs really, but almost full runs of a lot of stuff from like just the Bronze Age, mostly like early 80s stuff. But then there were like random books missing that he didn't have, a lot of the expensive ones. I don't know if he had sold them at some point, but that one was in there, so I did not mind.
Good for you, man. Good for you.
I bet. Oh,
That's
you win.
cool.
You
One
win.
time-
You win, dude. Drop the mic. Walk off.
Yeah.
One time I was at a person's yard sale, and even though if I don't see them, I'll ask anyways, big, hey, do you have any comic books? Always, right? And it was an older gentleman, and he goes, yeah, I think I have some in the basement. I go, do you know what you roughly have? He's like, I have a bunch of old Hulks. And my heart skipped. I was like, like this could be the day. But of course, 178 was the last one.
Oh, but there's still some good stuff in there.
Yeah. But I mean, when it comes to Hulk, for me, like, I'm not really into older Hulks. I think they're a little too campy for me. You know what I mean? But I was like, oh man, dude, if you kept going,
3 months. All you needed was 3 or 4 months. Man.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. All right, let's continue on. We got a couple more people who hopped in. Want to say hey to Mr. Tom Freak. How's it going? You missed a lot, dude. You missed a lot.
So much. You might as well start over.
You're missing ASM 15s, bro. AF 15s. You're missing Hulk ones. I'm just kidding.
Auto drop in action 1.
Yeah, right.
We got Promiscuous Time Traveler. How's it going? Thank you so much for jumping in.
Great name.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, Michelle, you want to go?
Sure. All right. So for my first book, so I guess I'll preface this by saying that I'm kind of new to collecting Spider-Woman. Like I didn't initially think that I would really be into those comics. but I really love Werewolf by Night. And I started collecting Spider-Woman just for those crossover stories where Werewolf by Night were he would show up in her series. But then I started realizing that I actually kind of dig Spider-Woman. So, I got her first appearance in Marvel Spotlight and kind of branched off from there. And I semi-recently picked up Spider-Woman 1.
Right on.
Cool.
So,
Great cover.
I really, really love everything about this book. The Joe Sinnott cover, Carmine Infantino interiors, Marv Wolfman, who's one of my favorites because of Tomb of Dracula. He wrote the story. And this is her first solo series. She went from Marvel Spotlight to, I think she had a run in like the Marvel 2-in-1s. And then she appears in her own solo series here. And we get to see like a new and complete origin through a really awesome like dream sequence in this. It's like 3 pages worth of her origin. And she also, she has a new look in this book. She ditches like the swim cap and she lets her hair down and dyes it black. It's just a super awesome book. It's one of my favorites in my collection. And, the majority of my collection is raw. I don't really do slabs, but I just happened to be on Whatnot when Roger from 3 Men in a Basement was selling on Whatnot, and he happened to have a Spider-Woman 1 slab.
Wow.
Nice.
So cool.
And it was such a good deal.
I hope he gave you a good deal, Michelle.
He gave me a great. It
All
was
right, good.
like I could not pass it up. And because I already have a raw copy of the book, I said, you know what? Fine. Yeah, I have to buy this. So this is the very first slab that I've ever bought. And it just happens to be this book, one of my all-time favorite books so far. So
Awesome.
nice little set here.
Yeah,
It begins.
Look at that. That's just there.
Thanks.
It's the auto theme.
That's it. That's great. I'm glad Roger gave you a good deal. He'd get an earful from me if he didn't. So
Yeah, no, he did. Like I said, I couldn't pass it up, dude. Like, it was probably less than I would have paid for another super clean raw copy of it.
Where'd you get the raw copy, Michelle? From your LCS or?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it probably came from my LCS. I know I bought her first appearance through somebody on Facebook. Actually, the same person I had bought that Marvel preview Moon Knight magazine and Marvel Spotlight 32 from like this random chick on Facebook who was like trying to sell off her dad's collection a while back. But I'll have to go back and browse these Facebook groups because it's been a while since I've been on.
Yeah, no, they can be very helpful at times. And like I said, with Facebook Marketplace too, you just never know. Some people just throw up the comic books and they just throw them up so you can get lucky. But congratulations on the first slab. That's really cool.
Yeah, like I have a couple other slabs. Well, 2 other slabs, but both were slabs that I won like in giveaways. So this was the first one that I actually purchased. And I couldn't think of a better book.
I think getting that collection. I think getting that book in a 9.0 is very impressive too.
Yeah. And to me, like I don't care if it's a 9.0. A 9.0 is perfect for me. That's fine. And for me, like I don't think I would want to own a slab unless I also have the raw book. Unless it's like a huge book that that I'm fine with owning just one slab copy. Yeah. To me, it makes me happy to have one of each for this particular book. And I'm really starting to like Spider-Woman, and I'm going to keep collecting that run.
Nice.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Nice. All right, Joe, your turn.
Okay. All right. So I put a bunch of books in a box next to me and a bunch of slabs. So I'm going to pull a raw book first. We'll go to the slab box for next time. Oh, this is a good one. This is a great one. I love this.
Yeah.
Love this one. Love this cover. All right, so we got X-Men, was it 58? 58. This is a key. It's the first appearance of Havoc in costume. Alex Summers does appear a bunch of issues before, but this is the first time he's Havoc. He's right on the cover. Nothing beats a first appearance when a character's on the cover. And I think, can everyone confirm, is this a Neil Adams cover?
Absolutely.
Yep, it absolutely is.
Okay, so yeah.
And a good
Neil
one,
Adams
too.
cover. well, this is probably late Silver Age, 68, 69, somewhere in there. This story is great too because it's a Sentinel story, and can you think about the X-Men without thinking about the Sentinels? They go hand in hand. Other than Magneto, they're like the number one or the number two rather behind Magneto. So
Awesome.
great
Neil
story.
only did,
Introduces a familial connection between we got Havoc and his brother Cyclops, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Great book.
Dope.
Awesome.
Neil only did like 10 to 12 covers. Correct me if I'm wrong, but his run wasn't that many on that.
It was very
didn't have a
short.
It was less.
I mean, oh my God, Steranko did 50, right? He did 50, so that was the Polaris, and then after that, 52. So he probably,
I think he did like 8 of them.
Yeah, something like
He
that.
did the Sauron cover, I think. Maybe.
I love that Sauron cover.
Yeah,
I need that book. I love that cover.
That's a good book. That's
both
a
of them. I like 60 and 61.
Yeah, that's
I assume he did both. but-
Cheers.
Hey,
Yeah, that's a
Otto,
good book.
Nice.
it's issue 54. That's actually the first appearance of Havoc's other real. Who is it? Alex Summers.
Alex
Yeah,
Summers.
Alex Summers. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
too.
but that book there, I really believe is still to this day undervalued.
Sure.
Yeah,
yeah.
most
What it
definitely.
is and the era
Beautiful.
and how hard.
That is high grade. Did that come from that collection? Where'd that come from, Joe?
I bought this at a convention in, I want to say it was spring.
Okay.
It is actually literally on the street that I live on. Like not even kidding. I walked to it one of the 2 days. It's called ZoloCon, and it's a toy convention here in like the Philly suburbs. It probably had 50 dealers, but I'd say certainly less than 10 of them even had any comic books. It was
Really?
mostly a toy convention. This I bought, I remember, because I got a bunch of books from this guy, including I got the big ones were this, a low grade graded X-Men 7 and X-Men 8. And I got a Daredevil number 2. And I think for all of it together, plus a couple cheap books, I paid like $400 or something. It was so affordable for these like big X-Men books.
That's a nice looking copy too. That looks
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, it's certainly on the higher side of mid grade. It's got some color breaks, but it's not bad.
Yeah, and I've seen that cover so many times, but I guess I never knew it was a Neil Adams cover. Like all the orange and the way that I don't know. It's super unique though.
It's a very unique cover for its time. Like the Silver Age covers, they especially like the X-Men stuff, they weren't like this. Honestly, I hate most of the Silver Age X-Men covers. Despite that being my favorite run, just X-Men in general. But yeah, this one
that statement.
Yeah.
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 Wow.
Good book, man.
Awesome. Yeah, very awesome. Super clean. It's got that Mylar magic.
Oh no.
Yeah, you can tell. You can with the shine.
I can sniff the Mylar.
This whole box is all Mylar'd up. This is my nice stuff box.
That's the way, man.
Awesome. All right, Will, it is your turn, sir. And I'm so happy that your internet is working for you. Oh, as I say, it slows down.
No, he's going down a bit.
No.
Oh, it's starting to
We
lag.
still
I
see
think.
it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we're good.
Is it work?
Pull
Is
up.
it work? Is it working now?
Yeah, I think so.
Is it cool?
Yeah.
All right. All right. Like this is like a newer book though, but like it's one of my favorites. Like it got me like back into reading comics again, like when I was younger. But
Oh,
yeah.
Picture. I love
Sick.
the cover on this book.
Wow.
yeah,
Some of my
Garth
favorites.
Ennis, like Ennis, like Dylan and Farby, Farby's cover. And it's like Mylar. It's sort of got the glare. But there we go.
the show did really well.
But yeah, like
The show was tricky.
yeah, the show was pretty good. Like I like the show, but like it doesn't compare to the comic. Like the comic's way more batshit crazy. So, like, who doesn't like, Jesse Custard and Tulip and Cassidy going like to go find God and kick his ass for leaving. Like most of
I got a
most
crazy
of my
story about that book.
Say again, Chris.
I got a crazy story about that book.
Shoot.
Years ago, when I stopped reading comics for a number of years because I discovered beer and girls in the 90s. And then in the 2000s, like around 2000, whenever that book came out, was like a year later. I went into a random comic store and was told that was the book to read. And I read it. And it blew my mind. I couldn't believe how cinematic it was. And I remember sitting there going, I work in the film industry, as Otto knows. And I was like, I want to write this movie. Like, this movie has to get made. And no word of a lie, a year later, I was sitting with the producer in Vancouver who owned the rights to Preacher. And I was writing the movie for Rachel Talalay, who did Tank Girl. And we worked on it for 3 years till 2005. And we were like that close to making that movie. And I got paid for the whole time. It was really great. But I fell in love with that book so much. And the movie never happened, obviously. Like, we had Liam Neeson as Saint of Killers cast. Like, the guy who played Cyclops in X-Men was going to be Jesse. It was like, we were so close, like 2 weeks away from shooting, and it just all ended. I actually hate the TV series because of it. Like, it's just like someone else got to do it, right? So, but anyway, whenever I see that book, I utterly it brings me back to a whole other time. So I love that book.
What a missed opportunity.
Right.
It was a real missed opportunity. Yeah.
I think I watched. I definitely didn't finish the whole first season. I think I kind of fell off, and it's been so long. So, and I've never read the comics. But if you recommend them, maybe I'll keep an eye out. You know.
Oh, you have to read it.
Yeah, most definitely.
It's a must.
Okay.
I try to.
It's no question.
Okay.
Yeah, like I tend to read like the whole series like once a year.
Oh wow! All right.
I have a
it's
book
most
that I
definitely
read
awesome.
annually.
What is it, Kevin?
It's Swamp Thing by Alan Moore and Steve Bissett. I read those books annually all the time.
I have Witches by Scott Snyder. That's my go-to.
Oh, yeah, that's
every
awesome.
year, at least once a year.
Yeah.
Born Again by Daredevil for me.
Okay.
I still have to read that. I'm trying to find a trade of that on the shelves at the LCS, but they never have it. So every time like I see trades on the shelf, I go looking for it. I'm like, they don't have it.
Dark Phoenix would probably be something I read a lot. Dark Phoenix, Crisis on Infinite Earth. You know what I mean? Like, I could read that 7 ways from Sunday.
Yeah, no, every
next year, I'll get back to you on that question because I've only been collecting and reading comics for 1 year. So next year I'll let you know what I'm going to revisit.
Yeah.
You know what I
yeah, every time like October comes out, I bust out the absolute editions from Swamp Thing. I'm still waiting for the third book to come out, but I've read them online and stuff, but I love that series. Love it.
I was thinking about picking those up, but I'm hesitant because I know that they recolored them, and some people love it, some people hate it. So
yeah, I have sort of like a mixed review on it. Like I like it because like it did modernize it, but I love that old classic artwork. You know what I mean on that newsprint. But so it's a hit and a miss for me. But the story wise. Fantastic. I love those books. It's every story is so deep, and that's why I really love it. All right, so we are past the 40-minute mark here. Okay, this is still only our first round. We have, I love the conversations we're having. It's awesome. But I am actually going to skip my turn so we can actually get you guys to show off more books. And then I'll maybe show something close to the end. But you guys are the guests. I want to see your books. People are here to see you. So, Chris, why don't you show us your second book, man?
Lightning round time.
Lightning.
That was quick. Okay. So in 1984, there was a book that came out where it was Machine Man, and Barry Windsor Smith drew it. And I kind of woke up to like what artwork could be. I'd never really seen Barry Windsor Smith at that point outside of Conan, but I couldn't afford that stuff. And I was reading it. It just blew my mind. And so ever since then, I always wanted his first appearance. And years ago I had it. And of course I, got rid of it when I was a kid, blah, 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 and moved on. But I'm presenting 2001: A Space Odyssey, #8, the first appearance of Machine Man.
Nice.
I love this book. It's got so much going for it. It's got Kirby. I mean, just buy it for that. It's got a perfect Bronze Age cover, just dynamic and awesome. And it's the first appearance of what I think is actually a super cool character who could be like the next Vision or something if they were to pull him into the MCU. I really believe in this character.
Oh yeah.
And I'm actually I didn't know until recently. 9/8s are going for almost $2,000. I had no idea.
Wow.
I got this one sold on eBay like recently in that ballpark, and
Really?
I got this for $125 like 4 years ago. So
Wow.
I would never pay $2,000 for it. So, but anyway, I'm really happy to have it. And
oh wow,
You can find those out there. Those are out there still.
they're out there. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I'm sending a bunch to CGC right now. I think I paid like $20 each for the copies that I bought.
Yeah.
So
nice.
Another yellow cover too. I'm
sorry?
sending another yellow cover.
Yeah, no, I got a thing, don't I? My next book doesn't have a yellow cover.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
I don't remember 2001 looking like that back in the day. Big Machine Man.
It's crazy. I've read there was this remember Treasury editions they made in the 70s, the big format.
Yeah.
I love those. I collect those too. And there's a 2001 A Space Odyssey one, which is kind of like the movie translated into Kirby's insane mind. And it's the most fucked up thing I've ever read. Seriously, you all should go. I'm sure you could go online and read it. It is worth a read. It is crazy. And I love it.
Worse than Avengers issue number 200?
I've never read that actually.
Oh, dude, yikes is right. That if you have a chance, Chris, I'm sure you would love it, dude. But
I'll probably go after it now.
But read it. Let me know what you think, because that book is completely fucked up. It's hilarious though. It's like, what is happening? And
2001, I think we're gonna have a conversation. Like, what did you do to me?
To anybody who reads comics, check out Avengers 200, and you'd be like, you'll be done reading it, or while reading, you'll be like, what the fuck is going on right now?
Pretty much.
That was a pivotal time for the Avengers, right? That was right after Taskmaster. I know that cover exactly. Everybody's on the cover.
Yeah. It's got Vision and
a very pivotal time for the Avengers.
Well, when you're looking at collections too, if you're buying a collection, I remember seeing people at that era. People seemed to buy a bunch of those and hoard it, like issue 200 because it was issue 200. Because back when Otto and I were young men, if there was a 100 issue 100 or 400 or whatever, that would be considered a key for no reason other than the number, and we would all buy multiples because we were idiots. Yeah. We didn't know any better.
For sure, we still don't. That's the problem.
I know more, but not better.
Right. Exactly.
Wise words here from the wise. All right, Otto, your turn, man.
All right. So, yellow covers to no covers. All right.
Oh.
I have gone down this rabbit hole because of wise words of Stan Lee that I can't believe. So, I was going through some archives. Here's a short story. Going through some archives and some interviews with Stan. And Stan talked about how the front page of a comic was as important as the cover. So anybody that worked for Stan always said, your cover's got to be great, but your first page has to be even better. And his logic was you buy that book off. Stan was a great salesman, first and foremost. Stan Lee was one of the greatest salesmen of all time. He told you that you buy the book off the rack for the cover, but if you're in the store and you open it up, if that first page doesn't grab you, then you're going to put it right back.
It's true.
So, that first page was the page that would make you actually buy the money or buy the book. Stan would make money. Everybody makes money. So I have slowly amassed a short box of coverless books, and I've actually sent some out to get graded. They were 0.5s. A 0.5 coverless has to have the back cover. I didn't bring those out, but these two books I thought were important. And as I'm looking at this, I might actually have this signed and eventually get graded, because this is X-Men 94. For those of you guys don't know, iconic cover. Everybody's on the cover. Dave Cockrum did the cover, my favorite artist, but Bob McLeod did it, and Chris Claremont was the writer. and I would love maybe a Claremont signature and a Bob McLeod signature, and then maybe send this off to CGC to get graded just to have it for display purposes. So just
cool.
I really just absolutely love it. I mean, they're all on the cover. Wolverine's in the background, Angel, Professor's right there, classic Dave Cockrum. But along the way also, I have found this, which is probably one of my favorite Ditko covers, and in the first page is even as good. ASM number 10, very classic Ditko. There's nothing in the background. It's all character driven. And it's just, and look, who did this? Stan Lee, Steve Ditko, Sam Rosen, the three of them right there. I mean, this is just fantastic. So cool. And just, so you know what? Yellow covers to no covers, man. Just stuff that I've been collecting, and you can find them out there, and they do have value. My 0.5 FF40 48. No, I have FF49 and a 0.5. It has a back cover, and it's still a $500 book. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? So I mean, the keys, the coverless keys, they do have value, but more importantly, they're just great to ogle over and to just have for artwork, So man, so I brought some coverless, man. I'm happy I brought these books, and thank you guys for listening, man. Because when I talk about coverless books, people are like, "What?"
No, I dig it. I dig it.
Yeah,
it's amazing. But there's a reason I hate you. It's because you keep showing me stuff that I have to buy. I get wrapped up in this stuff, and it's your fault. So
it's just another wormhole to go down. Like
where do you find those in the wild, Otto, or do you?
I do. You know what? I find them in the wild, or like I'll be digging through stuff, and people will be like, "Oh, it's coverless. Take it." I don't like. Honestly, God, I don't know where I got the ASM, but the 94. One of my LCSs I was digging through, he just got a collection in. I pulled it out. He goes, "Oh, I'll just throw that in." And I'm like, "Dude, that's X-Men 94." Like, so
he's like, "I don't know what that is, but here."
I'll just throw it in. It has no cover. So I mean, I have not overpaid for any coverless book, if that's something to say. So Out in the Wild, I think I have a Silver Surfer number 1. That's a 0.5 to match the first appearance of him. And I think I paid probably $40 for that. And I did have that press though, just because I don't need flatten it out. I mean, I knew it was going to come back. So that's probably the most I paid for the coverless books, and they're fun to read. Plus you can go through them and you read the stories, you ogle over the art, and it's just good to look at, man. So,
a number of years ago in my neck of the woods, somebody found a run of Detective Comics from I think 25 through about 45, all coverless.
Yeah,
in a bookstore, and they paid like 25 cents each for them.
Yeah,
and I think they ended up selling them to Metropolis for a significant amount of money. Like,
I wouldn't doubt it.
More than anything they owned, like they were able to
thousands,
Well, I don't know if it was that much, but it was definitely in the tens of thousands. And because this was a while ago, it wasn't now. I mean, now, maybe hundreds of thousands.
Still, though.
But yeah, I love hearing stories like that.
It gives it definitely has a distinct uniqueness to it to have the coverless books. I think it's really cool. One time, I went into a shop. And this was a while ago, and they had just long boxes of coverless books. And I thought that was
wow, Otto would be in heaven.
Oh, I have a field day.
Oh, what was the name of the shop? I did a video on there. I met Chris. You might know him. It's Bob Egleton, who's a famous Godzilla artist. But Friendly Neighborhood Comics, that's the name of it. And they had like at least 2 long boxes of coverless books, and I remember just going kind of through it, and I was like, these are still kind of cool. You know what I mean? I didn't pick up any, but like if I saw something that definitely piqued my interest, I wouldn't have thought twice about it. I would have picked it up. But no, that's really cool. They're loved books. They weren't taken care of, but they were definitely loved in a way. And last week, a giant size X-Men number 1 coverless, a coverless copy sold for $1,100.
Yeah,
my God.
I have a giant size X-Men one without a back cover.
Okay,
came into my LCS recently. Absolutely destroyed front cover. Duct tape holding the front cover on, and the first panel with Storm clipped out, and My LCS had it up for $400, and I immediately bought it.
Yes, right.
Okay.
It is the nastiest comic that I own. it's not even, that cover's white. It's brown. It's straight up. I'm not even gonna say it's like dingy. It's brown. It's bad.
Wow.
Yeah,
but that book now is iconic, and you just there's not a lot of people who have it. As common as that book may be, it's still there's an entire generation who can't afford that book at all, and you have it.
Yeah,
at $400. That's incredible.
Yeah.
I was offered 600 the next day, and I turned it down.
Good for you, man. Good for you.
Hold it, man. I'd hold it long term.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So still trying to go after that book.
I would totally buy a coverless copy. I think the title splash pages are like some of my favorite, just my favorite artwork in comics, man. And just, why not?
There's a cop for you.
No. I do have this graded though. Of course I have this one graded. So yeah. So I'll make it. No. So that's funny though. I can't do that. But
self-sabotage.
Yeah, no, that's it.
We're gonna go in a different order here. Let's go with Will. Will, what do you got for your second round of books? We got that awesome internet.
Are we lagging? Is he in?
Yeah, we're lagging.
Can't hear you, I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Is he muted?
I don't know.
Will, you might be muted.
It doesn't show up that he's muted here.
No.
Am I still lagging?
Oh, we can hear you now. So go ahead.
Poor dude, just trying to have a good time, show off books.
I
There's
hope
nothing more frustrating.
Yeah, we're lagging.
Will, you should hop out and hop back.
Skip me, and then I'll try to fix it.
Yeah, if you want to hop out for a second and hop back in, maybe it'll get better. There you go. Oh, all right. Get this guy out of here. All right, so Joe, you want to go?
Yeah. Let me. I'm gonna dive into my slab box if I could reach it.
I like that we have one, at least one random pull person.
Okay. Well, I didn't preemptively take these out of the.
Oh, dude, my favorite story of all time, right here, and a 9.8.
Oh yeah.
Love it. Batman 404. This is the first Frank Miller Batman year one, part one, origin of Batman, right? Yeah, origin of Bruce Wayne becoming Batman. We get introduced to young, I believe he's detective at that time, or maybe even officer, Jim Gordon.
Mm-hmm.
And late 80s, what is this, 87? 87.
I believe it was Lieutenant.
Maybe you're right about that. I don't really remember off the top of my head, but David Mazzucchelli art. All 4 books in this run, I'm planning to get into 9.8. I have this one and I have 406. But I need 405 and 407 to complete the run on a 9.8. Just a classic storyline. We all know it. If you haven't read year one, do it.
You're
Miller's
missing
one of my
out.
favorite. Yeah. And I love the covers too. The art, obviously the writing is, this is when things started kind of getting darker, gloomier. This once they were in the DC got into the Copper Age, they decided, we're gonna make things more adult themed, and
the gloves were off.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, the Killing Joke came out right around the same time, and this and all that stuff. Dark Knight. Can't really go wrong. That's how they kind of distinguished themselves from Marvel there, and it worked. In my opinion, they were putting out a lot better stuff than Marvel was in the late 80s.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. I can't say enough great things about Batman Year One. And when I say that it is my favorite Batman story, it really is. It's one of my top favorite stories. You can't go wrong with the artwork. I really love how Dave Mazzucchelli draws Batman because You can tell he's green, he's new into the game, and I like how he draws his suit, because the suit is kind of very it just looks like an Adam West suit, you know what I mean? Like there's no armor to it. He's just out there, you know what I mean? But what a fantastic book. Very noir style with the art and the writing, and it's just a very fresh modern take on how Batman becomes Bruce Wayne becomes Batman. I really love how they take the classic story and they just modernize it and make it so much darker. When that bat comes crashing through the window, I love that, dude. Like I can hear like that crash suit with the glass, that bat screeching, but really cool. I love the writing. We got the Book Abyss back. Let's see if he's doing any better. You looking good?
Probably not.
Oh, a little lag on. But
I at least want to see what he's about to show.
Yeah, me too. I'm
yeah.
dying.
It's an iconic.
So let's get him on, and maybe he can at least flash it.
Yeah, I can flash it real quick.
I hear you pretty good.
Yeah, we hear you. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I was thinking
Nice.
of another book, but this is freaking dope too.
you
Yeah.
are the best.
Chris, flash yours real quick again.
Right here.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know
I love
this.
this
What is,
fucking
I'm not a
book.
horror guy.
I don't
It's Greg
know.
Capullo's first work.
Yes.
Yes.
okay.
And
Yes.
the artist on the cover is
Super dope.
Is it Spalding Fuller? He only did a few comics, but he's like a special effects artist. And I fucking love that book.
Yeah, Greg Capullo's
Yeah.
first published work.
And who published that book?
Fantico.
Yeah, it took me.
Really?
I bought mine out of Fangoria magazine. Actually,
It took me
years
forever
ago.
to find a copy.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I love the black and
That's
white with the
awesome.
green title. Like I feel like
Yeah.
I need that.
I buy them
If-
whenever I see them in high grade. If I see,
Like-
because they're very rare.
Like
Yeah.
the artwork.
I love you.
Yeah,
Will.
they're super hard to get. But yeah, like the art.
It's killer.
Yeah,
Oh man.
That's amazing.
like yeah, like
All black
Oh,
and
yeah.
white.
It's just
Ooh.
gorgeous.
Wow.
It's gorgeous.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Guys,
Sick.
when did that come out? When was that?
86.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I had a great mullet in '86. I just want you guys to know that.
yeah,
Get a freaking mullet.
I wasn't born.
Streamlined.
yeah, 86.
I actually have never seen this book in person.
Yeah,
That's
I've
how
never seen that either.
I
Yeah.
didn't even know about it
Like,
at all.
really. Oh yeah. If I ever saw this book in the wild, I would pick it up in a heartbeat.
This is something I collect because it's cheap, and also not a lot of people are going after it. But there's an incredible era
Actually
of
got-
indie horror books from this era. Like Pacific Comics did Twisted Tales, Alien Worlds,
Oh, right.
and there's so many others that are just floating around. Like Death Rattle are incredible. Like Rand Holmes artwork, and you can get these things in dollar bins most of the time. They just
Yeah.
no one cares about them. Oh wow!
Ooh,
I don't have
ooh,
that.
What's that?
What is
What's that?
What
Image of
is-
Beast.
I don't know
Oh,
what that is.
Wow. I like
Can't
that.
fly it out, Will. I want to see your collection.
That's it.
when did
Yeah,
that come out?
yeah, that's some like straight up like gore.
Oh, man.
That's awesome.
I like
Is that
that.
an older? Is that an older?
In the 70s.
Oh.
I can't remember the exact date, but like 70s.
Wow, okay. Oh, even cooler. Even cooler.
I need
Well,
to
we're
get
gonna do a show down the road, and we're just gonna pull random shit, and it's
Yeah,
gonna be like
70,
8 hours
uh,
long.
Hey, I might come after you with that if you're gonna pull randomly.
Yeah, it's gonna be
It's
fun.
like a horror party. Like I can't wait to see what you guys have. So many
I
stuff.
really need to step up the horror game in my collection. I don't have a lot of horror, but like every time I have a huge appreciation for it, and especially when I was in high school, like that was my jam. You know what I mean? Always watching George A. Romero like zombie movies and Day of the Dead was my jam back in the day.
No shit.
Michelle and I actually
We watched
met
Pet Cemetery with the
buying
kids last
horror
night.
comics.
Oh yeah, we did.
You were grabbing a Man Thing 1 from the first run, and I was getting the Tomb of Dracula one, right?
Yeah, and we knew we were each going to both be at Baltimore. We planned to meet up, and then it just so happens that we run into each other at the J&S Collectibles booth.
My people, yeah.
Buying horror, horror comics. The Tomb of Dracula one, though, that's an amazing book. One of my favorites. So.
Yeah.
Me too.
I'll be honest with you. I'm not a horror guy, but that poster you got behind you, Will, Nightmare on Elm Street, was probably one of my favorite movies of all time, as far as movies and stuff like that. That's pretty awesome right there, man.
Yeah,
that's epic. That's probably one of my favorite movies.
Yeah. Dude, I got the comics.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Yeah, that's great.
He's got the books.
Do you buy all the Jason books too? That stuff gets expensive.
Yeah, I got this too.
We're gonna start a GoFundMe for Will's internet so we can properly see his
I like it. I'll chip in $5.
Yes.
That's sick.
Oh, that's cool.
I love that. I buy all that kind of stuff. I can't get enough of it.
That's sweet.
Super sweet.
Yeah,
so hey guys,
them are pricey.
Yeah. So guys, we have 15 people watching, and I want to thank all the people who are just jumping in right now. Don't forget to smash that like button. That's super important. But we have Michelle's last pull. What do you got?
Okay, so I had brought 3 pulls, but I think I know which one I'm gonna go with out of the last 2, because we were talking about magazines earlier. So one of my favorite magazines. So I'm a big Moon Knight fan, and I don't have his first appearance yet, but I've started to kind of fill in all of his early appearances between Werewolf by Night 32 and Moon Knight #1, and that includes, I think, 6 Hulk magazines with Moon Knight backup stories. But this one, issue 13 from 1979, is my favorite because it is the first Bill Sienkiewicz work on Moon Knight, and also the first Bill Sienkiewicz work published with Marvel.
Get out of here.
Really?
I'm going to open it to show you guys.
Now I got to buy another book.
I love these Hulk magazines are amazing. I have some of the Moon Knight ones and some other ones as well, but this cover is by Earl Norham. I just think it's badass.
Hulk's caked up there.
I know, black and white inside, Michelle.
And Doug Mensch, he wrote both of the stories, the Hulk and the Moon Knight one. Ron Wilson did the pencils on the Hulk story, and Bill Sienkiewicz did the pencils on the Moon Knight story. So you guys will probably recognize this image there because it's reprinted in I think they reprinted in a special edition from volume 1. But just the colors and everything in these magazines, I can't get enough. And I love Bill Sienkiewicz as an artist.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
So yeah, this was just super cool. I think I still need a couple more of the magazines to complete the little 6-issue run. But in the letters page, there's a little blurb that introduces Bill.
Really?
To the, I don't know if you can read it,
you said
but
this was 79?
79.
Wow, I did not know he was working that early.
Yeah, Hulk magazine issue 13, but it says this issue we introduce into the ranks of potential packed newcomers Bill Sienkiewicz, whose incredible graphics grace this issue's Moon Knight shocker.
Huh.
Well, he did Moon Knight 1 in 1980.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, he started on Moon Knight with this magazine, and then he would become one of the the most well-known artists to work on Moon Knight. So
awesome. Just for that page alone, I think is so worth it.
This is,
and I mean the Hulk story is really cool too. I'll try to find a page from that to show you guys.
While you're doing that, Michelle, Bill Sienkiewicz for me, this has been a collector over the past.
Oh, we lost Will.
40 years of my life. When Bill Sienkiewicz did Moon Knight and the New Mutants when I was a kid, it was too abstract for me. right? As a
Right.
14, 15, and 6-year-old kid, like I didn't get it. Like I thought
Yeah,
it was
me too.
cool, but I didn't get it. And now as an adult, I get it. You know what I mean? So I understand it. I appreciated it. It's there for me. So kudos for you guys, man. That is a great book, man. That's awesome, Michelle.
Yeah, there's this. This is kind of funny from the Hulk story. It's like this double splash page, like of the this.
Oh my
player.
God.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the magazines because they're a larger format. The colors are always so rich, and you can really find some gems in these. But yeah,
You should get into treasuries.
Oh geez.
but see, okay, like I already with the magazines, I'm like, okay, now I have like different bags and boards and different boxes. If I go into treasuries, that's like a whole nother.
Oh yeah, it's brutal. It's hard to hold them.
They're
Good
amazing,
enough.
but I think I'll stick with the magazines for now. For now, at least, you know.
I'll send you one then.
Okay.
Yeah, right. The first one's free.
Exactly. Like crack.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I did. So I'm a little sad. I won't show them, but I'll just mention that I picked Ghostwriter issues 29 and 30 from the original run,
Lost well again.
which is the first meeting of Doctor Strange and Ghostwriter. But a lot of people don't know about it because it's not on like Key Collector or anything. But it's a really awesome. It actually is 29, 30, and 31, but I don't have 31 yet. But it is one of my favorite first meetings and two of my favorite characters. And I mean, I highly recommend that you guys pick these up. Ghostwriter.
Oh yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, cool,
Yeah, super dope. So
awesome.
yeah, had to sneak that in. Sorry, Kevin.
That's fine. It's fine. Everybody else did it too. So, well, guys, we are past the hour. I'm gonna do one book here. So, what do you guys want to see? Something from the back issue bins? We got, the Marvel DC boxes. Got the key box. What do you guys want?
Do you have a Detective 27?
Yeah, I want that.
You want no? I read Batman 227. I was already getting like, oh yeah, I got Batman 227s. But what do you guys want?
I say key box.
Yeah, do it.
Random.
You're the host,
Box.
man. Drop it.
Bucks.
All right, let's go.
No
Let's go.
Spider-Man though.
No Spider-Man. All right. Of course, this bin is.
All right, let's take bets on what it's going to be. I'm
Spider-Man
thinking
300.
No, you said no Spider-Man.
I know, I'm
Hey,
just
DC.
kidding.
It's going to be a DC book.
It's going to be a DC book.
First
Really?
Vigilante. It's going to be Teen Titans Annual 2.
Yes.
Just guessing. Just throwing it out there. Maybe it'll stick.
I don't have a guess.
Hold on, let's see. What we got?
Swamp Thing 37.
Godzilla
right.
1.
Yeah.
Godzilla 1.
Just
Godzilla
so
one.
thinking,
Good call.
talking about Batman
Oh,
227,
boom.
I ended up pulling one out.
One of the
Is
great
this Neil-
covers.
Is this a Neil Adams cover?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
classic Neil Adams cover. One of his best. It's definitely up there with me for Batman 251. Here, I'll get that one out too. Why not? We're here. Let's do it.
Two of the best Neil Adams covers.
Yeah, for sure.
Nice copy.
That's it right there.
Ooh.
Yeah, what? Those are both hella
Oh
clean.
my goodness.
This one is I'm sorry. The Batman 227 is really clean. It just has a couple of those on the corner, but this one is nice. I have a super funny story with the Batman 227s. Here's a signed one by Adams. But here, let me go get my other 227. I have a really funny story with.
You have multiples of these, Kev? Come on. I don't
Yeah,
have one.
dude. Yeah, dude. I don't think you're ready for this one.
Oh, right on.
Ooh.
With the sketch.
With
Look
the
at that.
sketch. This is one of my favorite
Oh,
books
I
right
just
here.
noticed the sketch too.
Yeah. This is one of my favorite books. So, all right, here's the funny story, right? I'll try to keep it short. But one day I was on eBay, and this was one of my books that I wanted to get for the year. And so this is the one that I placed a bid on first. Okay, this one was really, really rough. I had it pressed, but the damage is done. But still, a really nice book. Yeah. So I ended up getting this one, winning this one, forgetting that I also had placed a bid on this one as well.
Oh no.
So I ended up winning, of course, both of them. I'm really kicking myself at the end, and I'm like, man, like I'm such a dummy. But I ended up using it to my advantage, and I was like, you know what? This one is like, with all the the damage on it. Like, I want to make this one beautiful, right?
That's a great move.
Yeah, I want to make this one like really pretty. Like, this one's already nice. This one's already great shape. Like, I don't want to touch it. It's great. Okay, it's perfect the way it is. Let's take this one. Let's make this ugly duckling into a goose, right? And so I brought it to Neil Adams at what's the one in Connecticut, Otto?
Terrificon.
Terrificon.
Yep.
Best Comic-Con out there here in this area. So I was like, I brought it to Neil Adams. Was like, hey, can you put a Batman sketch on it? He's like, yeah, absolutely. Of course, you got to pay him like $200 first for it. Neil's is expensive. And so I'm thinking like, I'm going to drop this thing off and, I'll come back at the end of the day to pick it up. I was like, so do you think you can get this done by today? He's like, yeah, absolutely. It took the dude 5 minutes. Like, I was just like blown away. He's just like, yep, boom, boom, line here, line there. And I was amazed. And I would have to say that's probably one of my favorites remarks on a book as well. So I cherish that book. Like, I know the book's like condition is super rough, but like I love everything about that book with the creases in it and with that sketch. It's like I said, it's one of my favorite books. So
and Mylar Magic.
Mylar Magic
and the sketch. But that's a great move, though. I like the way how you took the lower grade book and added the SIG and the remark to it to kind of do it. That's a good move, man. That's a smart.
Yeah,
you got it done too. And Neil is not cheap anymore, man. He's just he's expensive. And
he's gone up more.
Yeah, I know. And I've got a bunch of SIGs by Neil. I've met him a few times, and I am done giving Neil any more money. So
he's also not very good at holding books.
He mangles. He puts his paw like right down.
Like Barney Rubble grabbing stuff.
He's never done that to me. I've never seen like a full handprint.
But my 251, he killed me. I was like, oh my god.
James Barr, the guy who created the Crows, is the same. He literally will create like problems with your book on purpose because he'll
create problems. That's funny.
John Romita Jr. will straight up bend your books.
Really?
Oh
yeah, he will bend your
glad
books.
I don't get signatures.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, as much as expensive Neil is, I still have a couple of signatures I want to get. Yeah. Like he has those sketches on his website, and I wish I had gotten one sooner because they used to be like $300, and now they're $400. I'm like, damn. But I have to wait on that. I hope he comes back to Terrificon. If you guys, especially Joe, I mean, it's worth the trip to go to that Comic-Con, Terrificon.
Almost went this year.
Oh, dude,
I forget why exactly. Maybe my nephew was in town or something. But I bailed on it this year and said to myself, I'm gonna make it next year.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a good one, right?
I'm pretty sure. Well, Otto and I will be there.
Yes, for sure. We actually got a booth, 3 Men in the Basement. We got last year we got a table. This next year for Terrificon, we're gonna get 2 tables, to be honest with you.
Ooh.
Nice. It's a lot of fun. You just gotta keep up at night, right, Michelle?
Yeah.
Once the con ends, then it's the casino time.
Yeah.
So
it's great. It was
another
so
beast.
Much fun. So much fun.
Yeah,
it's really convenient, especially if you stay at the casino, But I mean,
it's that Mohican Sun, right?
Mohican Sun, yeah.
And I'm a big poker player, so I'm into that.
I'm hoping Dave can come with you and Roger next year too.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I didn't go this year, and I felt really bummed. The only reason why I didn't go was because I've spent so much money on comic books this year. Especially, I bought my Werewolf by Night 32, and I was like, if I go.
Congratulations.
Thanks. If I go, I'm just gonna feel absolutely sick. And I felt so bad because out of all the years that I have gone, there were so many people from the community there, and everyone is there having a good time meeting up with people. I'm like, where were all these people when I used to go, man? But and I missed Otto, but next year I'll definitely be there and hang out with you guys. But hey, listen, we are way past the hour. We're 18 minutes in. I want to thank, first of all, my guests for coming on, nerding out with me, coming to hang out, showing the books. I really appreciate you all. Guys, don't go yet because I'm going to have the panel go around and tell you what they got going on. But to the people who are watching, again, thank you so much for nerding out with us. I appreciate you guys. any attention that this video gets, any attention that the channel gets, it is greatly appreciated. So don't forget to smash that like button. That goes a really long way. If you're watching this on the rewind, comment. Let us know what your favorite book of the night was, and subscribe to the channel to show your support and for future videos just like this. So really quick, Chris, I know you float around on a lot of channels. What do you got going on? You got anything?
No, actually, I have 3.5 weeks off over Christmas, and so I actually can focus on doing some content again.
Cool.
And I'm really looking forward to it because, as you can see, I have stacks of books in the background. I've been buying way too many books lately, so I should probably show a few off and talk about them. So I'll be doing a lot of stuff. I'll probably get Everett on a few times at some point, so it'll be good.
Cool. And Joe, I know you have a live sale coming up, so you want to talk about that real quick?
Yeah, I'm actually doing it tonight. I told people 8:30, but I'm probably going to push it back to 9 because
sorry, buddy.
It's all good. And I'm doing one again tomorrow. I do one most weekends, but this is the first time I'm ever doing 2 in one weekend. So look out for that. And then I've got a YouTube channel as well, 360 Comics, and I got a giveaway right now. Giving away this awesome George Perez cover. I actually did a George Perez tribute video when we got the news earlier this week. I feature, I think, 10 of his covers that span his entire career from the 70s to the 2000s. And if you go check out that video, you can win this book.
Boom. And but if you want to skip out of here to set up, no worries, man.
No, I'm good. I just need to move this table and then put the camera up, and that's all I need to do.
Sweet. All right. Michelle, what do you got going on? Anything?
So not too much like set in stone coming up, but earlier today I was on Justin No Good Comics channel for my origin story. So if you missed that live, definitely check the replay. We got to sit and talk about all things comics, how I got started into this hobby, and so much more. So I think, yeah, check that out. I do have a couple of things coming up that I can't share too much details about, but one is going to be sort of like a book review with some girlfriends of mine, like a modern book that I'm reading for the first time.
Cool.
And then early next year, I have plans to launch, kind of like my own channel. I'm going to start slow with one kind of semi or bi-monthly show, and I'll announce details of that when I have a few more things that I have to work out before I kind of like move forward. But but I mean, until then, you can just follow me on Instagram. I share books from my collection almost daily, and you'll see me popping up as a guest on different channels around the community quite frequently. So yeah, that's about it for me right now.
Awesome. Cool. And Otto, what's going on in the grotto? What's going on with 3MENINABASEMENT?
Ooh, the grotto's having a Christmas party next Friday night, you guys. So come join us. It's also going to be, for you guys who don't know, on our channel, we just dropped our 3,000 subscriber giveaway. In that video, we've got tons of stuff that we're giving away, and all you have to do in the comments of that video is just follow the rules, tell us something you like about the channel, and hashtag 3MIB, and you can see all the cool things we're giving away. And then next Friday will actually be our Christmas party. We've got trivia to do. We've got lots of fun things. So the channel's growing. Please follow us on Instagram, and the 3 Men in the Basement are myself, Roger Levesque, Dave in the Cave. Michelle's been on with us. I've got to get Kevin on with us. Chris is always on, so
I'm the guest host.
You really are, my God. You are like the go-to, So
he's the fourth man. The fourth.
Yeah, he definitely is. He definitely is, and it's just been a lot of fun, and I appreciate you coming on. It's just been great to talk about books and, to see a lot of these things I've never seen before, and it just only helps me as a collector get better. So thank you very much, everybody, for showing all these great books tonight. It was my pleasure.
Yeah, awesome, man. Thank you so much for coming on. And so, guys, that's going to do it for today's live stream. Guys, make sure you go in this description down below. You check out all these awesome folks. Subscribe, follow. All of the links are in this video's description down below. I really appreciate you all hanging out. I'm Kevin Vidini for Superpower Review, and I will see you guys next time. Say bye.
Peace.
Hi, guys.